how do you position it? Because what's working for you and I today may not work for those you come in contact with.
Mhm. Well, one of the things, as a soul-centered life coach, I consider myself a professional listener. And so taking the time to really listen and also being willing to sit in the silence, being willing to sit in the uncomfortability, as working with youth in particular, I have found that if you just wait, they'll come on, so a lot of times we just get into a little stare down, eyes are the window to the soul. And we just look into each other's soul. And it's so cute sometimes because, even older, at every age, because we're really children inside. So they'll look down, look back at me like, is it safe? Look down, look back at me, is it safe? And I'm just looking like, you're safe, you're good, let it go. And slowly but surely begin to share.
Yeah, as we grow up, we learn how to speak. We learn how to hear, but we're not taught to communicate, like you just mentioned, and we're not taught how to listen, like you mentioned as well. How important is that? Like everything that you've just expressed and how you've refined this ability to listen to others. How
Mhm.
critical is that in what you do?
It's absolutely imperative, because remember when I said earlier that everybody has the inner resources to effectively deal with their challenges. So the information that they need to heal is actually within them. So by providing the space and opportunity for them to begin to, as I like to describe it, um, peel the layers of the onion, then they begin to say, and then sometimes, and I'm in the position where I'll say like, well, I just heard you say, and they're like, I said that? I mean, that's what I heard you say, does that fit for you? And then it's like, I said that. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. And then what does that mean for you? And then they'll say, well, if that's what I'm saying, then this, that, and the other. And they're like, oh, okay. So it's like I'm just facilitating a conversation with their me, myself, and I.
Was there a time where you needed that in your life? And if
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
who was able to help you with that?
So that's why I said I went to the University of Santa Monica. Shout out to my professors, Dr. Ron and Mary Holnick. They are spiritual pioneers. The school has been open for over 40 years, and they have just helped people navigate the exact conversation with themselves that I'm describing. I learned it from them. So to be able to get to that within myself made me available to be able to assist others to do the same. Just like anybody, you learn to play basketball, you get older, now you can coach them because you know the rules of the game.
So it sounds like that you were brought up in a community with these well-respected professors, and now you're building your own branch off of that same communities. Would that be a good example?
uh, Roots of a tree and fruits of a tree.
Is how well I'll phrase it this way. Now that you've done that, you've taken from your mentors and now you're mentoring others as well. Um, would you, how proud would you be if there was someone who speaks about you the same way you speak about your professors and your school experience?
To me, it's an honor to be of service, and I just love people. I love listening to the stories, to the journeys. To me, we are each and all just so amazing and so strong and so beautiful and so wonderful. And so it's just, to be an honor. It's kind of like ashe, or namaste, and just thank you. Glad I can help.
I'm telling you, when people give me positive feedback and constructive as well, when they say they enjoy what I do, that to me is something that if I could, I would bottle it and put it on a mantle. It's so important to me to hear that I've impacted someone positively in a way that maybe a year ago when I started this, I couldn't even believe that people would want to hear what I have to say and enjoy the guests such as yourself that I bring to the show.
You know, one of the things that at the University of Santa Monica, they ask 3 fundamental questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And how can I make the greatest contribution? And so to me, that's what you're talking about. It's like, now you found a way to make a contribution. And as we're making that contribution, we are finding that soul satisfaction of living a purpose-filled life.
And I hope that everyone would find their purpose at some point, because some people find it very young. Like I knew speaking to people was something that I always wanted to do. This goes back to my Bible study days and me speaking in front of the congregation in regards to the teachings. That was in my late teens up until now in my 30s. I knew that was something that I wanted to do. Do you feel that there's a way to maybe help people find their purpose in life sooner rather than later?
Absolutely. That is, every day I step into that high school classroom, I'm like, look, tap in now, connect in to what brings you joy, what makes you happy. And I said, you're going to have a way to take care of yourself financially in this world. Now you could just do anything to make that happen, or you could do something that brings you joy, that means something to you, that like even on days where I might not particularly want to go to work, I tell them, I say, I always love being here with you. I always consider this this moment to assist your children and grandchildren an honor and a privilege. So it's important. And that's also why talking to someone and help and getting that support to get clarification, so that we spend our days doing the things that mean the most to us. And that also goes back to what I said about, not taking grace for granted.